All right, guys. So is your AC unit not cooling? So here in Texas, we get brutal summers. And some of our most common questions that we get or common problems that we see when dealing with thermostats is the thermostat being blank, not showing anything, or the thermostat not working correctly. Now, sometimes it is a battery situation where the battery needs to be replaced in order to repower that thermostat. Sometimes it is a safety inside the equipment that's causing that thermostat to be blank. And sometimes it's as simple as just a programming issue. We want to walk you through some of these to see if it's something you can address yourself or whether you need to call a professional. I'm Daniel with Dial 1 Johnson Plumbing, Cooling, and Heating, and we're here to help you out. So if you come up to your thermostat and your thermostat's blank, the two most common problems are either the batteries inside this thermostat have gone bad, or there is a safety inside your equipment in the attic that is causing this thermostat to stay blank. So the first one we're going to look at is the batteries. Sometimes your thermostats will have battery housings located on the side or on the bottom that you're able to access without pulling the thermostat off the wall. However, some thermostats, in order to get to the battery, you have to physically take the thermostat off. So this one, as we pull this off, right, we can see that this thermostat just mounts to this base and these pins line up and push into these pinholes. Okay, so this particular thermostat, these batteries are located on the back. Some customers feel real uncomfortable about yanking this off of the wall. In fact, sometimes this base plate will also pull off as well, so you want to be careful of that. But in order to change these batteries, you got to get this off of the wall. You change the two batteries right here, and then you line it back up with the pins onto the base, and then just push forward, right? If you notice, I didn't do a lot of force pushing this back on. It was just gentle. These pull off of the wall, right? And you can see where this base started to come loose right here, right? So we want to make sure that base is firmly pressed, right? And again, I'm going to show you, like, it just lines up and just gently snaps back in. So if you've replaced the batteries inside the thermostat and the thermostat is still blank, this is time when you need to call in a professional. Here at Dial 1, we've been serving the local Dallas and DFW community since 1965. Give us a call. We'd be happy to help you out. Here in Grand Prairie, Duncanville, DeSoto, Midlothian, we see all kinds of different thermostats. However, a lot of them have some similar features, and we want to take a look at that. So if you look here, you'll see the indoor temperature. That tells you what the current space inside is sensing right here at the thermostat. The second, and you can see this one is reading 75 degrees. So it's showing us that we're 75 degrees right here. Right above that, you'll see a smaller number, and that's our set point, okay? So if you go up or go down, you can see where that set point changes. Well, this thermostat is currently set at 73 degrees, right? So if our indoor is sensing 75 degrees, but we're set at 73 degrees, we're not meeting our set point, right? It's a good indication that there's some kind of malfunction happening, right? Because this thermostat should be reading what you set it on. Now, one of the things you want to make sure is your system running, okay? Now, or is this thermostat telling your system to run? Right here on this particular thermostat, you'll see this cool on, okay? This cool on is indicating that this thermostat is telling the equipment it should be running. Sometimes that is just a snowflake. Sometimes it actually says just cool. This Honeywell here says cool on. Now, another thing is all of these thermostats come built in with a 5-minute time delay if the unit has cycled. So if you see that snowflake or that cool word or that cool on word flashing a lot of times that is flashing to indicate that you are inside of that 5-minute time delay. So when you look for this, you want to make sure that it's solid and it's not blinking or flashing. So this one, in our case, it's solid, says cool on, which is telling us that our system should be running. All of our equipment should be running at the moment, right? The other thing you want to check for is programming. A lot of these new thermostats have programmable features to be able to set temperature parameters for different days and different times, right? And sometimes that programming can get out of whack. And so we want to make sure that our programming is not messed up. And right here you can see where it's set at temporary hold, right? So that's telling me this temporary hold means I've bypassed my programming and I'm wanting this system to operate at 73 degrees, but our temperature inside is 75, so we know there's some kind of issue. So now that we've gone through the thermostat, we verified that our thermostat's acting like it should. Now we want to start looking at our equipment. Now, typically the indoor equipment is going to be located in one of two places, either a closet inside of your house or in the attic. This particular house, our AC unit's up in the attic, so stay tuned. We're going to jump up there real quick.